and welcome to the SmackDown preview.
Oh, sorry, I kept saving. Sorry,
I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture. Here's a look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review SmackDown, but also the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AW Dynamite, AW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Still haven't updated it. You alright? Don't. Yeah. You had a sip of coffee whilst that was going on. Not yet, mate.
I had this just that feeling of like, it'd be really something if I threw my phone in the river. That would cause some real needless disruption.
Yeah.
I just wanted to spout my coffee out like a water fountain or something. Like that. It's like the problems this would cause in the studio, the mess I would make, the idiot I would look at the internet.
Sticky desk.
Sure would be something though, wouldn't it?
What a moment.
Stuff would emerge.
So, lots to look forward to on tonight's episode, including a mystery tag team that are set to face off against Los Garza, Angel, and Humberto. Who could it possibly be, Michael Hamflett?
It's the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm really excited about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Motor City Machine Guns, and cool. There is a possibility they might do the swerve or the bait and switch, however you want to phrase it, where A-Town Down Under come out and nobody asks for them, including the people in the back who what are you doing here? They're like, oh yeah, we know that it was a mystery team, but we're not interested in mystery, we're not in surprises, we're interested in winning, and we want this match because we want a title shot and all that sort of stuff. And then they're halfway down to the ring in that sort of sweet spot in the ramp, and then MCMGs across the big screen.
Don't want to get us in trouble by playing the Mambo number 5 version.
Oh my God.
Big pop in the building, probably. I don't know, maybe people know them, hopefully. But yeah, they come out, get a massive reaction. A-Town Down Under either scatter or take a little
Scream.
shot. Scream. Jeez it. As MCMGs make it to the ring, they win. It's a highlight reel. Look, it's not bad matchmaking, potentially.
No.
Because they'll be made to look good here. This will be your very sort of typical wrestling showcase where you'll see 3 or 4 awesome, super coordinated Motor City Machine Gun spots. If you've never seen Motor City Machine Guns before, a lot of, I'm a TNA truther from a particular period in that company's checkered past. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of wrestlers like the Motor City Machine Guns that eventually kind of came to WWE when it looked as if they would maybe be TNA forever. AJ Styles at the top of the list, but it goes right down to the likes of Bobby Roode and Samoa Joe and even Jeff Jarrett ever even making it back out of TNA. For a period, there was a roster that people genuinely had serious affection for. I'll say that as a UK fan, and we talked about when AEW ran Cardiff, that TNA sort of era of tours between about 2007 and maybe 2012, 2013, just made memories that lasted a lifetime for those that attended. They ran TV there because the houses were so full. You could get the biggest crowds you were realistically going to draw over here for a period of time. And the Motor City Machine Guns, it was on free TV over here. You could watch it on, I think it was Challenge TV and Bravo. So it had this sort of near terrestrial audience that WWE were never able to particularly capture. So over here, I think the Motor City Machine Guns do well.
Yeah. In
America, I suppose it depends if a lot of fans watching SmackDown even knew that they were on TNA as a team as recent as this year and last year. They were back as a unit again. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are 10 to 15 years older than they were at their the team's peak, maybe. But it's that there's a little bit with the Guns of that form is temporary, class is permanent. Where they might be half a step slower. There might be a couple of things that the injuries have piled up and they can't do like they used to. But as a one-night debut, I kind of have one of the things where I just have absolute faith this will go well. And the people that are looking forward to seeing them in that WWE setting in a way, like I am, that I just never would have imagined I would have seen, are going to have this lovely, like I'm just going to look like the kid on the Ready Brek box tomorrow morning, like, I'm going to be all aglow watching the Motor City Machine Guns on my fade.
On your Saturday as well.
On my Saturday. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Just never thought I would see the day, that kind of thing. And to those that have never seen them, it's going to be like, I'll be generous, like a good enough, maybe great showcase.
Yes.
You are not getting prime era, like kind of era defining tag team wrestling here, but there are, to call them just a solid addition to the division would be understating what you have.
Yeah, Los Guards are better than just being guys to bump around for them, but are the perfect opponents for that sort of thing. I think Alex Shelley's going to do better because he's had his edges kind of smoothed off from his time in NXT, but I've no doubt that they're going to perform.
I'm going to have to explain this because absolutely nobody but us was watching at the time. He worked once on NXT as part of the Time Splitters with Kushida, and that itself was a novelty for someone like me. The match was a bang average, and that was that.
I was looking there as you were talking as well. They are in Colombia tonight.
Right.
Over 8,500 tickets sold, so hopefully a good reaction for them as well.
Colombia, where is that, Georgia? It
says Columbia SC, so I assume South Carolina.
I don't know where that is in relation to Michigan.
Let's have a look on a map.
But pointing at hands is really, really
fun. £542 if we want to fly over, according to...
I always want to fly over.
So, right, should we get some directions going?
What, from Michigan to South Carolina?
Columbia to Michigan.
Well, Columbia to Detroit, the Motor City itself.
14 hours and 2 minutes.
America's big, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. It's not even that far. If you look at it on the map, there.
On the map, it's like that. Which is like, that's like what, like 12 inches?
904 miles. 904 miles.
You get it.
In the car. Bit of construction on I-77.
I-77 North, we got construction. 14 hours, 27 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You could drive to Hull and back approximately 7 times.
Who'd want to do that, though?
Me. Because I'm doing it this weekend. You in Hull? I'm going to be in Hull. You're going to go to Spiders on a Saturday night? I'm going to go to Spiders on a Saturday night. It's been too long.
Nicholas just put his feet up. Right, let's stop talking about wrestling for a bit.
I haven't had a Pangalactic Gargle Blaster from Spiders in Hull.
Bless you.
Go to the Spiders website. They have a series.
Spiders. Spiders Hull.
Google Spiders Hull, right? You can get pints from Spiders in Hull.
Oh, yeah.
In 2024, for like under £2, I would say. It's probably like 180.
Locals
maybe.
are calling it Spids on
well,
Reddit.
I'm not a local, so I call it Spiders. I've only ever been a guest, but I've had some of my greatest nights there. There's like, it's been a club that's been open since like...
Look at the website.
Pangalactic Gargle Blaster. It should have, there'll be a green Gremlin, there'll be a pink Pugsley. They're all these like homemade cocktails. It's voted
the 7th best drinking venue in Great Britain.
I would have it probably top 5 myself.
It's got Cecil and Charlie, the Spiders.
That's right, yeah. It's like you walk in and like there's like 3 dance floors, different rooms. Don't know why, they all play pretty much the same music. One slightly rockier than the other, maybe. But like the dance floors are all from memory, or at least a couple of them are slightly lower.
£3.10.
Yeah.
What? It's a. By the way, if you're a connoisseur of cocktails, just like Michael Sidgwick, of course, he's going to appreciate the fact that your options are half pint or pint cocktail.
That's right.
Pernod, splash of Galileo, vodka, blackcurrant, orange and cider on ice.
It's nice.
Can I come?
I mean, I'll be coming all weekend, just at the very thought of going there. But that's one of the reasons why the floors...
God, this looks amazing.
That's why the floors are so sticky. It's
green. Oh, I like the sound of a green monster.
Green monster's good. There's a fluffy duck, which is quite nice.
A lot of these have... how many spirits would you like in there? Yes.
So what the back wall, please. Yeah, they're just bang, 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 bang. Music's good.
I know what they're going for yet, but this website's giving me anxiety.
It's proper...
they're not going for anything. It's just been that website.
When were these photos taken? 1985?
Well, probably, yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah, still looks like that. There's like a video you can look at on YouTube.
This looks awesome, to be fair.
It's incredible. There's like a video you can watch on YouTube called like Hull Vibes. and it's just a video from Spiders in, I don't know, I want to say, based on the haircuts, like mid-2000s, everybody's got that, like, attempting to have, like, an indie boy long haircut.
Yeah.
But, like, Spiders are spiritual breeders. The Dead Man would absolutely love Spiders. This is how this goddamn country is. I like Hull. Sounds close to hell, which is next to Death Valley. Hull itself, I've got a lot of, again, it gets a lot of grief from classist pricks because it's like a rugged, rough around the edges northern town, which is basically what I think all places should look like. Smells a bit of death, but it's not its fault. It's just got like a couple of different, it's got like a fish key, and then I want to say either like a beer brewing place or like a chocolate factory, something. Basically, the two smells that come together make Hull smell a bit like dead bodies. However,
It said nothing but love, Hull.
it contributes to an aesthetic that I enjoy. Like, like there's an earnestness to Hull which I love. Saw Block Party live for the first time in Hull at the Welly Club. Hull fans. Is anyone from Hull? Reach out. I'd like to speak to you about Hull memories. Used to go there on school trips because Scarborough was quite close to it and there was just nowhere to go.
I'm sure if I've ever been to Hull, you know.
You do kind of, it's one of them places where you kind of have to be going there to go there. Do you know what I mean? It's not like somewhere you'd pass through or anywhere like that. But yeah, Hull are playing Sunderland on the Sunday at 3:00. So we're making sure we get there in time for kickoff by getting there at 1 p.m. on Saturday.
If you're going to that game, please, I don't care about the Saturday night. I mean, it'd be nice, but if you're going, please get a photo of Hamflett on Sunday morning. That's the photo I want to see.
I'm going to be as green.
Excited for the game, mate? Ooh.
I'm going to be as green as a Pangalactic Gargle Blaster, man. I cannot wait.
That sounds incredible.
Look, that would have been like the height of patter in the 70s when they came up with that. Like, it's a 50-year-old cocktail, mate. There you go. That is the 70s, is it not? It's the end of it. It's like all the years are in the 70s. Fact. In the same way I'm in my 30s, that's in the 70s.
I like this look of the playlist on Saturday downstairs.
Mm-hmm. Talk me through it.
Green Day, Nirvana, Ramones, Offspring, Beastie Boys, System of a Down. I haven't heard System of a Down while it's out for a long time.
That's because we don't go out enough.
Yeah, fair point. We need to fix that actually.
We talked about clubs, me and Nicholas, yesterday. I was thinking about clubs for a bit, and I hope young people, as in like at this point people in their 20s, because I mean, not me. Like, I hope they still like clubs. Like, I worry a bit about clubs.
Yeah,
like
we keep them going one weekend a year.
Yeah, they're drinking out is expensive. Yeah. Is it clubs that are fine and that like pubs and bars that could be under a bit of pressure? Like pre-drinking seems like it goes on. Like through speaking mainly to Josh Brown, who is my link to youth, and even he's like all in his 20s fact at this point. Even he's tiptoeing towards 30.
Massive revert Josh Brown though is not a great measuring stick for the clubs.
But he's a great measuring stick for pre-drinks, which I noted through him started going later and later and later. And I was like a pubsman in my youth. But I never really cared for pre-drinking of any. I don't like sitting in people's houses drinking.
Yeah, well, save money.
Yeah, I like pubs. I like sort of.
Yeah,
true. And I guess like the booze is a bit cheaper as well. Yeah, booze rocketed up in price. It was like you could still. I don't want to do that. I was just going to say a thing, and I was going to sound like every old ever, so I'm not going to do that. Booze was cheaper, but like, yeah, it's. We're going to get to going down with my Leicester supporting mate Dave. We're going to try and find a pub that'll stream the Leicester game from 3:00, which we can't find on the BBC website. Sort yourself out.
Yeah, it's weird.
My brother is over.
That's nice.
He lives in Thailand, and he's picked a very short window of time to come over, and has coincided with the Sunderland game, but we're not even at home, so off he goes to Hull. I'm just going to get blind drunk. Cannot wait.
Just going to get blind drunk.
Cannot wait. These are the weekends.
So your Saturday starts, wake up, watch SmackDown, jump in a car down to Hull.
Yeah, like on these ones, I am absolutely dad of the fucking year, mate. Like I'm up before them rather than like you're in that phase at the moment where Eric is waking you up, which is like a nice position to be in, when it's 7 in the morning, but a living nightmare when it's like 4.
Yep. That was me this morning.
Yeah. Like, at this point, I never know what I'm going to get of a Saturday morning. Like, it goes from like the ridiculous to the sublime, where it could be 5 a.m. and friggin' Charlie and Joshua are like the collision cops, like wanting the weekend to get going. Like, why is it 5, mate? Like, you're only going to go on your iPads for 2 hours. I'm not going to do any good parenting. Nonetheless, they want me around for it. The mum gets to lie in. What's that about? Or I get woken up by one of them because reasonably it's 8 o'clock and they wouldn't mind a bit of breakfast / company. And I think that's cool. And it's a Saturday, so they know that dads want to catch up on SmackDown. Not this week. Like, I'm going to be the one kicking the door open. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Till 9 a.m.
Good morning song is Big Davy Toilet's gonna eat your butt, because of that character we workshopped, Big Davy Toilet, who eats butts. That's something the kids came up with. They don't yet know how vulgar that is. They just think it's funny. They still think toilet humour is funny.
Obviously.
That's going to be me at 6 o'clock, whether they want to be awake or not. I might make them cereal and then like cook up like a sausage sandwich, something double breakfast. Dad's in great fettle.
Peter Griffin on the boat. Bye, bye, bye.
And then like 10 o'clock. Ding dong, friends here. Dump 'em like a bad habit leads to me. And then on the way to Hull, I'll miss them. Look, these weekends, you get it now. You get it. You need them.
You do need them, to be fair.
I can get sincere with it about it. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. You need the love of your family, but you also need self-love. So go to Hull and get fixed. That's when I'm not putting things in bread.
The more you know.
Is my self-love.
Well, lots to look forward to on Friday night, and I'm not just talking about Chesterfield absolutely thrashing Newport County. Come on, town! What do you think? What do you think of the new kit?
I love it. I would love one of those if DHK did League 2.
Yeah.
I want to go to a Chesterfield game.
You're working on it. I finally went to. It's been ages since I went to a game. Went to a game on Saturday against Notts County. A sellout, 10,000.
Wow.
Packing out the stadium.
It's not easy to draw 10,000 people.
Nah.
It doesn't look easy to draw 2,000 people, mostly.
2-2. Conceded a 93rd minute penalty. Was a penalty, so I can't complain, really.
Yeah.
I also missed one of the Chesterfield goals because I was walking across the car park.
Yeah.
I was late because of driving down from up here. But I finally got to see a Wilgrid goal in person, which I'm fairly certain I haven't done since we signed that goal machine.
Same. We had him for a season. I was going to say, that was it, yeah. Like, Chesterfield now, you don't want to say it out loud, but it feels like you're not going to get relegated this season.
We are, yeah.
You're on
an established League 2. Yeah, right, 12th, I think, in the league.
That form keeps you up comfortably.
We should be better. We should have won more games this season, if I'm honest. But
it's a cliche, though, isn't it? You need your stabilising season, and then it's all.
Well, it's the thing is got a good squad of players, and I'm thinking the more this season goes on, some of those teams are going to fall away, and the mighty Spyrites are maybe sneaking into the playoffs. That's my outside bet.
All I'll say is if the manager can plug the gaps and tighten the screws like our friends at Leangate Valves.
Hey!
That's Leangate Valves.
Represent.
Then I have no doubt that things will be.
Just remember something. I'm not sure if I've even told you. Did you see the FA Cup draw on earlier on this week?
We're already out of that. I feel like we might already.
No, it's the first round. You're fine. You're not in it yet.
Right.
First round, we used to have to go through qualifying with the National League. Now we're a Football League team.
Yep.
Chesterfield at home against Horsham. I know what you're thinking. Why is that interesting, Adam? My ex-girlfriend's from Horsham, so Anne-Louise gave me a look when that team came out.
What have you done? Did you do this?
Yep. Anyway.
Have you insisted that you both got the game?
I've just avoided it, to be honest. Just don't talk about it. We're at home, thankfully.
Got some more mates.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Got some more mates in Horsham.
But another thing I'm really looking forward to is the next development in the whole Bloodline saga, or the Good Line saga, I should probably say, with regards to Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso. We need him. We need help. That was the last thing we heard on SmackDown last week. Mm-hmm. There was an attempt made on Raw and Jey Uso told him to off. But how do they work on that this week, and what happens with Solo Sikoa's gaggle of bastards?
Is Roman advertised?
He is indeed.
Yeah, because it's something like 6 of the 8 weeks, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? He, in character, shouldn't be best pleased with Jimmy Uso's attempts to get him.
He called the play.
He called it, but this is the thing, right? This is why, this is why the fades are based. Chapter 1 million. But like, Jimmy calling a play, as we talked about, got him his acknowledgement, and crucially, got him validated as somebody that brings more than just banter to the bloodline, right? He's not just a court jester anymore. He's made a good call and an important call that's helped Roman win a match and get a measure of revenge, even if he wasn't quite able to claim the Eula Fala back. So Roman then reached out to him in a way that he'd never done before. He's growing and learning and what it means to be a tribal chief. And he's certainly now got the diplomacy to be a true tribal chief. But as Jimmy points out, he's not got the tribe. The answer in Roman's head was not to go and get Jey Uso. He couldn't have made that clearer. Like, do the words no yeet mean nothing to you, Jimmy? And obviously the word yeet means everything to all of us. And did you see, by the way, the idea that popped into my head yesterday? Because often all I do is walk the streets thinking of Jey Uso, Roman Reigns moments.
What's this?
Don't know if you've ever seen this, but Roman Reigns once teamed with the late, great Bray Wyatt, and there was a spot at the end of the match. I'll have to talk you through this.
I've heard of it.
Probably won't be able to picture it. So Bray Wyatt's, it's against the League of Nations, and Bray Wyatt's got the cover, and 3's looking good, but he's concerned that somebody's going to run interference. So what does Bray do? He calls the play. But he doesn't sort of stop Roman in his tracks and get up from the cover. No. He simply points at the villain, and then Roman Reigns, from out of shot, spears him out of his boots while Bray's getting the cover.
That's great.
You'll have to check out the video if you can find it online. It's probably
I'll see if I can
buried in the archives.
Hidden media or something.
There is a second example of this frankly, another all-time goated WWE moment from a dreadful period. There was a little team, you might have heard of them, called the Graveyard Dogs. And Undertaker had hit Shane McMahon with a tombstone. Finally, that little bastard was going to get what was coming to him. And it looked as if Drew McIntyre was going to come and save the day. And yet again, Roman, almost like behind the thing he's supposed to focus on, bang, out. Jey Uso replicating the point, and Roman doing the spear from out of nowhere. Instead of a point, he's got the cover. And then he briefly kind of catches from the corner of his eye and he goes, yeet! And Roman's hitting the spear at the same time. I mean, come on. That's $1 million for everybody.
Yeah. I think the development this week, considering
I hadn't totally thought that bit through. So he's having to lean forward. Yeah, one arm on the cover still and the other one. Yeet! Like that.
1, 2, you lift. What are you doing? There's no cover.
1, 2, yeet. It's a new 3. The referees just say it because they're into it as well.
Yeah.
You seen he started doing the people's elbows on house shows.
Oh, I've seen it.
To neg the Rock.
Put some respect on that man's name.
He's gonna suffer for that, and that's gonna be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeet.
I think this week is the week where they do the big entrance again, pretend like everything's fine, or maybe admit that numbers game's kind of caught up to us last week, and maybe you're right. Maybe we do need a little bit of help. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's where Roman offers alternatives. And he says, but while we're here, as I did last week, Big Jim, I acknowledge you. And Jimmy says, I appreciate that, my tribal chief, but it's not me you need to acknowledge. That's what they need to do, isn't it? And is it the case of them selling this week that Jimmy tried, but maybe it's time for Roman to extend that olive branch?
And he continues to no yeet it. Well, what I would like is for Roman so stubbornly no yeeting his way through this that he listens to Jimmy, takes the advice of Big Jim, but wants to go in a different direction. So he's like, I get what you're saying. We do need help, and I've got the help. And this triggers the return of Paul Heyman as the wise man, but then potentially Heyman turns on them.
Oh.
And yet again, Roman's faith is so, and that's the trigger point.
Okay.
So Roman's like, you know what, Jim? There's a good and bad version of your advice here, pal. We do need somebody. I've got somebody. I'll get somebody. Trust me on this. And then Big Jim's like, all right. And then Heyman screws them. And then Big Jim's like, I had faith and your plan didn't work. What else is there left? And maybe in yet another effort to keep it as far away from being Jey Uso, Roman then turns to Sami Zayn.
I just want this to be the snake eating itself of self-references. So I really want the idea of Roman going to Jay and saying, I know you don't give a damn what the tribal chief says, but and then whatever. But also, Paul Heyman comes back, and in a match, the numbers game still is against the good line. And the Bloodline isolate Paul Heyman and say, take the shirt off! Take the shirt off! And rip the shirt off, and it reveals, I don't know, a Jacob Fatu t-shirt or something.
Nice. Yeah.
I love this. I bloody love this.
Just thought of a spot.
Go on.
Just thought of a spot. So it's all Wargames, right? We're definitely headed towards Wargames with all of this. What happened at last year's Wargames as relates to Jey Uso specifically?
Sammy... No, that was the year before.
Yeah.
Year before,
yeah,
Jesus.
I'm just talking about an amazing visual, right? So what if, you know how, what would be a good reference point? Team WWE at SummerSlam when they were fighting the Nexus, and the Miz was like, I guess I'll do it, and Cena's like, well, tough tits, mate, we've got Daniel Bryan, and he comes out. The idea is that Roman doesn't really want to extend the offer, so the good line are going to go in one man down, but it's out there. Jay knows the offer is on the table.
Yeah.
But so he's going to do it because it's the right thing to do, but it's left hanging where it's like 4-on-3, let's say, until the night of. So all of the good line are kind of all in the cages, and then like Jey Uso's entrance is the last one, and Jimmy and Sammy, yes, we got him, and Roman's like, numbers of game, this is good, but they're all in those individual cages, right, in the entranceway. So Roman is stood in the cage as Jay makes his entrance and then stands on top of the cage going, yeet, yeet.
Oh, boy.
And Roman's looking up going, you fucking hell. And then he yeets in the match because that's what results in the good line getting the win on the night or something like that. Like, but the visual of Roman sort of looking up and
Rock comes out.
Yeah.
Knife gun. Gun knife.
Knife gun to the good line. Stab.
But yeah, really excited to see what happens next with that. And the continuation of the feud of the year, some people are saying. Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. 7. 3-3. Put the fries in the bag was Andrade's line to Melo last week.
Fries in the bag, and like sounds a bit like Money in the Bank, but chips.
It's.
I was going to say it was worse, but I'm not sure if it is.
It's a lot. I think it's one of those new phrases that young people are serving right now. I don't know.
If you could choose,
fries.
But hang on.
Sorry.
Both of them give you like world title contention. Fries in the bag on Money in the Bank. Because the briefcase is pretty cool, isn't it? But fries in the bag's got chips.
Yeah, I've always wanted a Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah.
And once you've eaten the fries, you've just got to carry a dirty bag around. he's cashing in his dirty bag.
Or you get new fries every episode.
New fries every episode.
Oh, new fries every. Well, I mean, I'm picking that.
I mean, you can't just be bag.
Especially if they're those.
Bag. You can't be wet fries in the bag.
Especially if they're those fat hippo fries with the bacon bits on top of it. What are your thoughts on topping on chips?
I'm not against it. I like Burger King have started doing that bacon and cheese fries.
Yeah.
That's muck. I like it. My problem with
It's time for Connoisseur's Corner with the...
it's just another edition of Well Fed. Like
You are a food influencer now. A lot of people putting stuff in bread, aren't they?
yeah, a lot of people putting so the People's Chef dishes out a recipe. There was Chill Binton, one of our sort of regular contributors, has suggested I'd do some sort of like Christmas book called Put Stuff in Bread, where that's the single ingredient on every page and it's just a picture of what it is I've put in bread. I think it would sell. I think about dirty fries.
Michael Hamflett is in bread.
It's good stuff. That's good humour. Yeah, my problem with stuff on fries is that because I am who I am as relates to condiments or vinegary essence, I need total control over the stuff on fries.
Right.
And I don't like to be awkward eating out. No. And ask for things to be taken out of what's on the menu.
Oh, yeah.
I feel it's stressful sometimes looking at a menu and thinking, that's got that one thing that, and this is the thing about people, the misconception, I've talked about this before, the misconception about either fussy eaters or things that you've just got that, like, the whatever triggers the thing that makes you want to vomit or whatever. Nobody has it by choice. I hate it. It's the sandwich thing with mayonnaise in Tesco's, that kind of thing. It narrows your scope to the point of the last bit. Jeez, like just the most pathetic options.
I'm also really pathetic when it comes to like a like a fried breakfast.
Uh-huh.
One of my mates is so good about he's like a negotiator. Oh, instead of the cooked tomato, can I have sausages instead? I would if it was my way, I'd say never put cooked tomato on a fried breakfast because I'm not touching it. Right, no point. Get rid of that and give me some more hash browns or a sausage or bacon. But I'm never confident enough in me. I just sort of accept it and go. Lands and I go, well, let's push that to the side of the plate.
That's why we've talked about this. I can't do that with beans, can I? Beans is my version of
that.
Sausage
is a bit of a breakwater. That's what I do.
Let's not. Can we not? Because, I get tits quite seriously and that doesn't work. And I'm sick of people suggesting that it does. It's false narrative that's been peddled for too long that food can block bean juice when it cannot.
It's your fault, this partridge.
Nothing stops bean juice. It looks, honestly, like a...
Dread it. Run from it.
Bean juice. And when you use it in that context, it sounds like a version of Beetlejuice. Bean juice, and it just appears on your breakfast.
God, can you imagine?
It would add during the breakfast.
What were we talking about?
Breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Putting stuff in bread.
Andrade, Carmelo, Hayes, 7.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's going to a draw, isn't it?
Probably. LA Knight.
When he gets a title shot, correct?
Makes no sense, this. Makes zero sense.
But we're getting a triple threat out of it. It's going to be go to it, so I'll allow it.
Maybe. It's a bit... I love that we can say this now. It's a bit AEW pilled, this. You've got 2 matches that have already resulted in title shots for each Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. They have lost them both. And then they have returned to their series of matches against each other where they will draw / one will win. We're getting a triple threat at the end. LA Knight has concluded his business with these 2, and yet here we are. When you win this best of 7 series because you've already lost against the secondary title, the only realistic reward is maybe like another shot at it, or even, dare I say it, a shot at Cody or something like that. And it doesn't really hang together. However, that's a negative. And here comes the AEW pilled bit of positivity. The matches have sure been good.
Hell yeah.
And improving. So I have pretty high expectations of the in-ring here because the stakes have never been higher between the 2. They have had little callbacks and they have peppered in. What they've done here has been counters and supercharged version of the regular moves. And that has been the very broad series of match storytelling they've been doing. So it's like, well, this didn't put him away last time, or he always had a counter for this. Take it to the top rope.
Yes.
Do a flying version of it, all that kind of stuff. So they've been really, really sharp with that. The finishes have been creative. There's been different ways in which one man has tried to beat the other. LA Knight, if he is involved, I would like it to be kept to a minimum, maybe on commentary.
I was going to say have him come on commentary.
Rather than a run-in, because I don't want to... In a way, he'll kind of feel like the heel if he messes this up, because fans have kind of come to... Well, you're a perfect example of this. Come to just generally like both men more through their war of attrition.
Yeah.
So LA Knight being a bit of a spoiler, it gives you a bit of the ick with him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, however, I have a gut feeling they're going to do one of those supposedly credible double pin moments.
I was about to say,
it's like both shoulders.
How do they do this? Is it a double pin where they both look like a dumbass? Is it a double count out? Is it a double disqualification? There's no way they're doing a time limit, are they?
Ospreay and Ricochet got a lot of grief for that one the other week, and somewhat rightfully so as well. I didn't mind it, but a lot of people hated it. I don't know. Or you just commit and one of them wins and gets a bigger push as a result. Maybe we're being...
Melo wins by cheating, and the SmackDown GM, I can't remember what his name is, and I apologize, I forgot to mention him the other day.
Well, this is how we can't remember his name.
Yeah.
We constantly need to kind of remind ourselves of it.
So maybe he says, all right, you won, and by the letter of law, you get a title shot, but I didn't specify what the match exactly was, which is why I'm also inserting Andrade into it. I think it's a bad way of doing it. It's probably the best of a bad situation there.
Yeah.
Or they do the... was it Brian Cena? Triple H, you dumbass. His foot's on the ropes. Was that Brian Cena SummerSlam?
Yeah. Brian Punk and Cena, I think it was. Triple H as a ref.
Yes, because I'm thinking there's a cash in. It's the wrong one.
There's a Nash in.
It's the other one.
Yeah, there's a Nash in and a cash in.
Sorry, I've got confused with my Triple H pilled SummerSlam
eras. I don't think this is an easy little cul-de-sac to book yourself out of.
No.
But that might just be what they're stuck with. We'll see. I trust the process, but I kind of think that they're going to be asking you to sort of make a lot of concessions here in order to get to this triple threat, which has felt kind of inevitable for a little while now. It's as inevitable as bean juice.
Speaking of title pictures, Naomi is the number one contender now.
Yeah.
She got the win over Nia Jax. Yes, it was involved in all the chaos of Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton and all that. But rules are rules. She pinned Nia Jax.
I have sort of been begrudgingly impressed. Said it on the SmackDown review from this week. Said it on the Raw review. Didn't think much of the match. Sort of been begrudgingly impressed with how the various heels and babyface have been forced to overlap in the face of this Liv Morgan, Nia Jax problem. It's sort of fun.
Yeah.
Like somebody, not my joke, but God, I wish it was. Somebody did the Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, Oppenheimer, Barbie thing, and there was a certain kind of chemistry to them that you can do as a short-term odd couple thing.
See Liv Morgan also trying to pop Rhea during that match.
Yes.
No.
Did you see WWE uploaded a version of the powerbomb spot where they put the subtitles on screen between Rhea and Tiffany as they were rowing, and then cut to the, how obviously Raquel and Liv were setting up the powerbomb, and they're just like big grins on their face, but like, we're about to get them. Liv Morgan, as she's on Raquel Rodriguez's shoulders, like, waving, see you later, and just getting like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're kind of getting it right in spite of factors here. So I kind of think they will continue to do so here on the SmackDown side of things with Naomi set up as the challenger for Nia. What? Is she going to want the shot to try and win the crown jewel belt, or is she going to happily wait it out and just challenge Nia after the fact?
We got still weeks. We got to crown jewel. A couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
I feel like it's the first weekend of November.
Second of November, yes.
So what are we on now? The
18th of October today.
18th of October, God.
So yeah, 2 weeks tomorrow.
2 weeks tomorrow. They could probably get it past crown jewel then, couldn't they? You would think.
It's one of those things where they want to tease perhaps. It could be a babyface versus a heel.
Actually, yeah, Go Home SmackDown might be quite good for that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, although will that be taped because of travel?
It'll be a Saturday. Yeah, maybe we're overthinking, unless it's just next week. And regardless of where it goes,
unless you do, Nia wins in Saudi, immediately has to defend against Naomi the Friday afterwards, and is exhausted so much so that maybe someone could cash in
because she's failed to cash in on Liv Morgan on the night.
What if she's like, Tiffany, why don't you cash in on for the crown jewel belt?
I don't want that belt, Nia.
No one does.
Nobody wants to even take it on the plane. It's massive.
It's not going anywhere.
Do you know how much extra we're going to have to spend on luggage to bring that back?
How many times do you see Braun with his belt?
Yeah, just take those plates off, use the green strap for something else. Either way, Naomi losing rather than winning is like opportune because it still feels like a heel turn is coming somewhere.
Unless she wins and then is immediately cashed in on by Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, that would be brutal.
And Tiffany's like, well, it's basically stayed with us.
I got the belt back, Nia. You should be happy for
I was like,
right?
cool, where's my title shot? Well, you probably have to earn a title shot, right?
The last person who said, where's my title shot, threw a bin at Stephanie McMahon. So if you're pitching Nia Jax to do that, I am all in favour.
Right, we've got to talk about Kevin Owens' ultimatum finally. So, I've been doing some research on this. Obviously, WWE's been in the UK, and there was some footage released of Randy Orton making his entrance on one of the big shows here in the United Kingdom.
Massive, huge shows.
Some great photos coming off the back of that. I sent you that one of Gunther in the Utilita around here.
Yeah. See the Co-op Live, that venue in Manchester that was getting all that grief when it was getting built. It looks class now.
It does look awesome.
Funny how you slap the Fed in there and it suddenly looks amazing. The exterior looks like the Barclays Centre of Brooklyn.
Does,
yeah.
yeah.
Come out from some, I don't know if it's from an underpass or it's just the way that people are taking pictures, but it looks like people are taking pictures as it sort of reveals itself, and it's just got the big neon exterior.
Does look great.
And yeah, we need more of them over here that look like that rather than the stupid, like, ice hockey arenas of the 90s, like the Evening News Arena and our piece of trash one. It's crap, innit? Like, it's good to have a bit. I'm saying Kylie there next year. She deserves better.
We went to see the Fed there.
We did.
As Nicholas reminded me yesterday. I was digging through my photos to find the one of a very blurry one of the three of us. Well, were you not drinking back then? No, I was sober. Yeah, he was sober back then. So very drunk, me and you, with fireworks going off in the background.
It's a great picture.
Holding us up, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely picture of the fireworks.
That's when I had my moon boot as well, if you remember.
Yes. You won't convince me that sometimes that wasn't just a gimmick.
You stayed at Shea Wilbourn that night, didn't you?
I did when you lived on the quayside.
You did.
God, that feels a million years ago now.
Back when there was no alarms the morning after that.
Yeah.
Picture with the grass gorilla as well.
Yeah?
There was grass gorillas, grass chairs. Rugby wasn't it? Some rugby on the quayside.
Hey, go with the flow, mate.
Or swim with the tide. They mean completely different things. Do them both. You figure it. Do a gamble and figure it out. No, we're going to get a good big venue in Newcastle because the Sage has handed over its name. We've now got the Sage is now called the Glass House, and it's for fancy day and stuff exclusively. And right next to it, there's going to be the new Sage, and then that will probably render the utility.
They were planning apparently at that new venue to have like caber tossing. Apparently they were going to have Mick Jagger tossing contest, but apparently people in glass houses shouldn't throw Rolling Stones. As people say, that's what people are saying. Everyone's saying it. So as I was saying,
you are. I tell you what, if people don't get this from your impression, you are no stacks, mate.
Orton's walking to the ring at one of these live shows, and he says, "Owens, when I get back to the States, I'm whipping your ass." For obviously the beatdown that happened last week. But Kevin Owens also released something on social media this week, and a bit like cool Kyle O'Reilly, someone's been doing some editing. He apparently has made a video package that he gave to WWE after he was silenced last week, cut his mic off and all that, told not to come, even though that's his home. And he made a video package and asked them to air it on Raw. They didn't, and he's given them to this show, basically, to put across his side of the story, let's say.
I mean, I need to see that video because it's going to be airtight, isn't it?
And while you're at it, air Sammy's documentary as well.
Yes, please. I often forget that even existed, and it was the last thing Sammy did before joining the Bloodline, effectively. I want to see that because it's going to be amazing. It's going to prove Kevin Owens the heel right all along with actual things that actually happened. And if nothing else, alongside various times Kevin Owens is going to show you that he was more loyal to Cody than Randy and everybody else for that matter. And Cody was brutalized by the Bloodline, as was Kevin Owens, year upon year upon year upon year. At some point in this video, and it's going to be brilliant, they are going to show a clip from Kevin Owens, slow that motherfucker down, of Roman Reigns plowing through him in that golf cart at the 2021 Royal Rumble. You're going to, if Owens wants to, and they might, WWE don't cater...
Whether he wants to or not, you know.
WWE don't quite treat their fans with such contempt these days. Owens might even j'accuse Randy Orton of casting more than a lingering eye on the world title, even as recently as last week. So if you're Owens, the evidence is there.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's with someone like Cody Rhodes as champion, you don't have to be like completely undercutting what Kevin Owens is doing. You can show all the stuff and go, kind of from his perspective, you can sort of see it because Cody Rhodes is so safe as the biggest babyface in wrestling that no one's going to watch that and go, is Cody Rhodes a bad guy in all this?
Nope.
He's not, is he? But also there is a funny version of this where he's just cut together, like really quick cuts. Cody Rhodes, I hate the fans. See, look, he never liked you. I hate Kevin Owens.
That would be good too. Cody and WWE have done this because the Fed are cooking on gas. In the Kevin Owens storyline, couldn't have been more accommodating of Kevin Owens, like warts and all. Like, I want you to have the title match because I respect you.
Respect the business.
Respect the business. He kicked his leg out of his leg in the match, and Cody still wanted to hug, handshake afterwards. Respect, earned, granted, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't. Your win-loss record doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm a fighting champion. I want you to have a title shot. You've backed me. I'm backing you. This is like, he's basically set himself up to be virtuous in spite of all of this evidence Kevin Owens is going to put out. It's been so well done, all of this. And Owens and Orton probably crown jewel.
Maybe.
You would feel. Or
Survivor Series.
I was going to say you could hold it till Survivor Series because neither now need to be part of Wargames or anything. So, yeah, you could do that.
And at Survivor Series, they haven't got one ring, They got 2 rings.
That's right. And Owens could just keep moving to the other ring. You can't. I know it's out of nowhere, but it's not out of that ring, is it, Randy? You're not.
That is fun to get RKO'd and roll it. Roll away from this and just roll into another ring.
Yeah, perfect. just rolls into the middle bit because you can't get pinned on that. Just refuses to roll into either ring.
And we haven't got time to talk about it now, but presumably another update on Chelsea Green.
I would imagine so. She stinks. That's it.
Should be in Hull.
Chelsea Green in Hull would smell a bit like Hull. I love Hull, but it has that sort of unique smell, and sometimes the sky's brown.
Is that that's a different song I'm thinking of. That's The Moon's Bright. That was it. Right, so let us know your
Song
thoughts.
called The Sky's a Landfill. It's not that.
Yeah. This episode was sponsored by the Hull
Hull.
Tourist Board, but for now,
Very nice key.
let us know your thoughts.
Not like a key, as in like a fish key.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts ahead of SmackDown tonight in the comments or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Well, actually, you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow our brilliant producer at It's Adam Nicholas. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. We're going to be doing a Q&A, myself and Michael Sidgwick, later on today. We've got Wrestle Culture with a hashtag bloody good quiz coming your way later on today. But for now, this has been the SmackDown preview, where we talked all about Kevin Owens' ultimatum, Naomi being the number 1 contender, Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes 7. What next for Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and the Bloodline and the Motor City Machine Guns' debut?
The SmackDown preview. It's got Hull, this, and so much more.
We'll see you soon.
Oh, no, do his name 2 weeks in a row.
Nick Aldis is the general manager of SmackDown.
Bye.